Hey there, holes, poles, chicks, dicks. Thank you for checking out this episode of the podcast. We've got another fun conversation with Dara Khaleesi of the Pink Kink Podcast. And we go into some wild stuff about her life and her journey in the kink world. But before we get to that, let's give a shout out to our friends at Manscaped, manscaped.com. Make sure you use the code Come With Us. When you get there, you'll get 20% off your order and free shipping. They've got the Lawnmower 4.0 out. Those blades are nice and sharp. They're going to keep you trimmed up below the belt, above the belt, wherever you need it. They've got the guards on there so you can adjust which length your hair is getting trimmed to. It's also got a flashlight on there so you can see when you're below the belt and it gets a little shady. You can see what you're doing. You can make sure you're getting a nice, clean, smooth shave. Those trimmers are waterproof. It's going to help reduce the risk of nicks and stuff on your body anywhere you're using it. I mean, Beth uses the lawnmower on her pussy. Ladies, get one for you, get one for your guy. Get one for you, get one for your girl, whatever. There's plenty of stuff you can do, and they're going to help you groom your body better. The ball deodorant, the chafing gel, the weed whacker, which is going to help with your nose and your ear hair, all that stuff. There is so much to check out at manscaped.com. Use promo code Come With Us. You'll get 20% off and free shipping. Trust me, go check it out. Let them know we sent you by using promo code Come With Us. You're going to love it. You're going to like being nice and cleaned up down there or up there or wherever you need to be cleaned up. And your balls are going to thank you. All right, let's talk with Dara Khaleesi again and talk some kinky fun.
Are you saying you faked with me?
Yeah.
Wrong. Now you're single.
What do you know about sexual relations?
Is it true that if you don't use it, you lose it?
I'm a little worried about being a slut.
You're listening to the Come With Us podcast, talking the good, the kinky, and the ugly. Here are your hosts, Beth, Aaron, and Tina.
Hello, 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 all you sexy holes and poles. Welcome to Come With Us podcast. Another week, another sexy adventure. We're so glad that you're with us. I'm Beth Darling, your sexy genius, here from sexyedschool.com. And here again with Tina and Aaron. And we are bringing back the most wonderful, fabulous. Okay, no, we have all wonderful and fabulous guests, but she is wonderful, fabulous. She is Dara the Electro-Khaleesi. She is a sensual sadist. She is a dom and a little. She's been in the BDSM lifestyle for about 18 years. Her specialty is sensual and sadistic electro-play. She was on last episode with us talking all about the violent wand. If you haven't listened to that, you might want to go listen and watch that because I think you'll go home and be like, oh, I want to play with that too. But today we're going to talk more about all of the kinky fun stuff that she does because Dara also offers private electro sessions, private dom sessions, lessons out of her home, demos at parties and kink events in the DC metro area. She hosts little and pet parties, which we'll talk about, for her local kink group with her daddy husband. We'll talk about that too. And also, she is the co-host of Pink Kink Podcast, which is all about BDSM. It's brilliant. It's wonderful. You can find it wherever you like to get your podcasts, but definitely take a listen and give them a great review on Apple Podcasts. Just like, hey, by the way, hopefully you've given us Come With Us podcast a great review on Apple Podcasts because those little reviews mean a lot to all of us. So welcome, Dara. Thank you for being here again with us.
Thank you for having me back.
We are so excited. So I think what we'd like to do is to kind of start off. You told us in the last episode that you found BDSM through porn. Mm-hmm. But I want to know, how did you get your husband involved in that? Because I want to kind of start there and then talk about your journey from, hey, porn, kinky stuff looks good. How do you bring it into real life? Because that's where it's hard.
That's a fun little story.
Oh, yay. Good.
So I actually was married previously, and that one was pure vanilla, would not do anything. In fact, at one point called what I do disgusting.
Oh, so you found kink before that.
Way
Okay.
way before even him. I've been kinky since I was 19.
Wow. And yet you married him knowing that it was just going to be vanilla?
Yeah. I mean, mistakes were made.
Okay. No, that's okay. I
No,
get
No, no,
that.
I was about to say, like, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's
so-
I say if we laugh, it's like we're laughing with
Yeah.
you because you know
first.
I was married for 23 years and had 23 years of what I call BMS, boring married sex. So
Yeah.
yeah, but
I
I didn't know
decided I
that.
was never doing that again.
Okay, cool. And so,
So,
then
during that time, I discovered my little side, and it took me 2 years to actually accept it. And then once I did, I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm never letting this go. Ever.
okay. Do you want to tell
So-
people quickly what little side is? And I want to talk more about it, but just so they're not totally puzzling over that while we're moving on to something else.
So a lot of people think of it as age regression. We don't. We think of it as age play. Age regression is more of a therapeutic term, and it's definitely more for like mental therapy and stuff. And we just sort of play
Okay.
with it. That's probably what the wig is from, is some costume that I put together because I do that. I have stuffed animals. I color a lot.
Okay.
I have.
So it's allowing your childlike self, your childish self, whatever,
Mhm.
to just be and to exist and to celebrate it.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
part of my personality. It never goes away.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll slip into what I call little mode, and it just comes out like this, and I have a lisp.
Oh, that's funny.
I have a speech impediment.
Oh my gosh. That's so cute. Okay. All right. So we'll come back to that, but
Like
that's good. Thank you.
Baby talk or something,
yes.
kind of.
Mhm.
Yeah. Some people will do that. Yeah. Okay. So then you decided you found your little, you're
Yeah.
never letting her go. And what do you do next?
Went daddy hunting.
Ooh.
I need a daddy.
Yes.
How do you?
So do I.
How do you get a
What's
daddy?
the-
Well,
Yes.
Wow.
It's funny how fast things changed when we did our whole daddy talk a couple of weeks ago, and Tina was just so adamant against it. No, 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 I'll never ever call anybody that. It creeps me out. No, no, no. And now what, 3-4 weeks later, she's now wanting to go daddy hunting. Okay. I just want to
One-
point that out.
That's funny. That you're right. Yeah.
so actually, same thing. I refused to use the word daddy.
Yes.
You.
Absolutely thought, what the hell? No, I have a daddy. No, I don't need
Yes.
I don't need a person that I have sex with. I'm not calling them daddy. Gross.
Right. Right.
Right. So, like you do, 2 years later,
Because you're stubborn. And yes, I know that.
Yes.
Yes. Mhm.
I had a couple of partners and I was just like, yeah, this is kind of what I want. I like where the direction this is going, but they weren't my daddy. They weren't the person who was perfect for me.
Yeah.
And I was on the hunt. I was like, I need this person. And I found, of all places, I found him on OkCupid.
Really?
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
I put in my bio on OkCupid that I wanted a man who was not afraid of a dominant woman, but who could handle her childish side as well, or something similar to that.
Mhm.
And anybody who talked to me, I flat said, here's what it is. I'm kinky. This is what I do. If you can't handle it, go away.
Yeah. Good for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So how long did it take you to find him?
Oh, on OkCupid, it was a few months. It was a hell of a lot faster than normal. I can guarantee you
Wow.
that. People
That's
were
amazing.
mad at me
Yeah.
for how fast I found him.
Damn.
A few months is nothing.
Right. No, that's
It's
incredible.
Nothing. And this is like vanilla or kinky or anything.
Yeah.
Like, few months? Are you kidding me? I had 1, 2, 3-ish kinky-ish partners, and then I was like, this guy went off with this person, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try one more time, and I found him, and I was like, yep, this is it.
Aw. Oh, I love that. I love
So
a
I-
good love story. Okay.
I told him, this is it. This is me. I'm kinky. I'm a
Wow.
little. If you can't handle that, go away. And he said, well, I'm what you would call vanilla, but I have questions. I'm very curious. Can you teach me? And I went, ding, 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 ding.
Wow.
Can
Yeah,
you
that's very
teach
cool.
me?
Mm-hmm.
Is the key.
So did he know like what vanilla was already? Like he knew there were two sides of like of the line where he was like, all right, I'm on the vanilla side, but I want to explore the other side? Or did he put it in his own words where you're like, okay, that's what he's saying?
Yeah, he more put it in his own words. He didn't know
Okay.
the term vanilla. And
Okay.
so what I have a theory, and I've said this on my podcast a couple of times. You can't turn a truly vanilla person. You can't. If they're vanilla, that's it. However, if they're vanilla with sprinkles, you can take those sprinkles and turn it into chocolate sauce.
Dang.
Yeah. I think sometimes it's because like I was vanilla because I didn't know there was anything else.
Mhm.
And as soon as I found out there was something else, I was like, oh my God, that's me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think, it is. It's just,
So you basically created your daddy, or kind of
Yes.
molded your daddy.
wow.
I designed him.
Designed your daddy.
Well, so when I think we were on our third date, and it was like a really long drive so we're in the DC area, right? So we went up to the Baltimore Aquarium.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a drive.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, what is your biggest fantasy? And he was really nervous to tell me. And then he finally told me after I got it out of him. And I went, oh, I've done that before. No problem. And I was the first person to ever react like that to him. And he's like, really? I was like, yeah, honey, you're not actually as vanilla as you think you are.
Yeah.
It's
You're
funny.
not.
The guy I'm hooking up with now is like probably one of the most open people. It's like so nice to like date someone, or not date someone, but hook up with someone who's like so open to everything, or has tried everything. Is like, oh, yeah, hell yeah, I'll do that. Like, fuck it. Like, try everything once. Like,
That is the best.
Yeah.
That is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I like that. I'll tell people sometimes with my clients when they're like, well, I don't know how, like, I don't know what I am. And I'd say, I think the easiest way is for people to tune into what their own fantasies are when nobody's around and nobody's judging them. In fact, when they're not judging themselves, when they allow themselves to imagine sexy fun of their ideal, that's a good indicator about who you really are, right? And it doesn't mean you have to do it. It just means that can give you an indication. If you like to be in control, if you like to not be in control, if you want it really slow and sensuous, if you want it just, wham, bam, and a lot of noise, whatever. But that's how I think people should tune into their deepest, darkest fantasies. And that's a pretty good start for what kind of stuff they might like in real life.
Yeah. And the fact that he's very nurturing, like as a person, he's very nurturing. And I went, Daddy.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
So,
yeah.
Kind of explain to me this dichotomy, because when the first line on your bio says you're a sadist, a dom, and a little. How does that? Does little and dom or sadist to me, all of those seem a little bit they don't seem to fit to me. Like they don't, like if you're a little, maybe you're like just you step back, you let someone do some stuff to you, you're willing to take it, or whatever. But as a dom or someone who's a sadist, I feel like that's someone who inflicts or wants to be in power or control or whatever. So
my little is very bossy.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. So this morning I was mad about whatever. I don't know. I was at work and I was venting. So I texted him. I was like, I don't want to do this. Don't make me I don't want to go. And I said, this sucks. DIS.
Yeah.
Sucks. And he goes, oh, your little is showing. You might want to turn that off. I was like, no. So
yeah,
I do a lot of GIFs when I'm in little headspace. And just a whole lot of bunnies making angry faces if I'm mad about something or, whatever.
What I'm thinking about right now? To like the, terrible twos and stuff. And like just...
Funny you should say that. My age range is between 3 and 6.
Oh, wait, that's not it.
I'm thinking Lucy from Charlie Brown. Like, I think you would be a perfect Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would take the football. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're little, you have an age range?
Not everyone does. This is just the way that I like to say that I am because I'm old enough to be potty trained.
Okay.
But I'm not old enough to cross the street by myself.
Oh, okay.
See, and my daddy makes sure that I do not. I always have to hold his hand.
Oh,
ooh,
that's very sweet.
Wow.
So I used to be like, oh, no, I'm not a little because I don't want to color. I don't want to carry around stuffed animals and whatever. I don't want to put my hair in pigtails. But I realized, as you said, like it just is who you are. So who I am is Candy and Disney World and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Like, so I'm not a young kid, but I'm like a preteen. That's where, or maybe an obnoxious teenager.
There's a word for that.
Yeah.
Middle.
I'm a middle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those are the makeup wearing, boy crazy, get your nails done, always have your hair cute, but still want to be obnoxious.
Mm-hmm. A middle.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And it's so funny. And I just didn't realize that. And I didn't realize how much my whole sense of fun and everything like that in regular life was really part of that. So
when you say you're a dom, like with your clients, do you act as a little when you're a dom? No, you put on a different, like a more.
It's a completely different persona. Yeah,
a different persona. And explain to like what's your dom persona? What's your it's just bad bitch? I mean,
it's different makeup too.
Okay.
Like makeup is my war paint, and whatever it is that I put on, so the dom has darker makeup, the little has cuter, lighter, pinkier makeup. Things like you can still be funny and you can still kind of mess around and stuff with that, but it's like, this is what I want you to do. You're going to do it.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't
take no for
you don't really no, you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I can if they're gonna brat about it, but then they get punished.
No. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But okay. So that's very interesting because you have basically like two kink personas.
Mm-hmm.
So like you have the one you have at home and the one you use for work. I don't know if do you use your little persona in work at any time in this type of work? No,
not for the clients, but for the parties. Yes, I only do little parties. Mm-hmm. Those are the only ones that I actually host. I don't have typical kink parties, but that one, little mode, is full force.
And can men in a heterosexual relationship, can men be littles too?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh.
And for people who think like that it's schizophrenia kind of, to be one another, I tell people all the time, think about the fact that when you go to church or synagogue or something, right, you are your church kind of person. When you go to a business meeting, you are your business self. Like these are still part of you. It's just which part you're wearing on the outside, right? And the same thing when you're a mom or you're with your kids, you are not the same fun-loving, give me a tequila shot, let me dance on the dance floor kind of thing. Like, so it's not about being cut off or being, mentally ill or anything. It's just a question of actually getting in touch with the whole range of who you are as a person and the whole range of the way that you enjoy things and the way that you enjoy connecting and what pleasures you at different times. And so I think in a weird way, I actually think that it is healthier for people to not sort of pigeonhole themselves, to recognize that within each and every one of us, we do have a lot of different sort of areas and personality quirks and fun things and interesting things. And we can behave differently in lots of different settings. And that's healthy.
The other difference is you can turn off the little.
Yeah.
You can adult. I can adult perfectly fine when I need to.
Right. Because you know it. So you know the little and you indulge that little when it's okay. And that way you have more control when it's not okay.
Right.
Right. Because there are a lot of people that act like littles all the damn time. And then they think they're actually being grownups. And that's ridiculous.
That's not. So none of my little crew do that. We're perfectly capable of being adults. Like we have jobs, we have normal lives. People have kids. Yeah. And then the little is a way to just relax and de-stress. Mm-hmm. And my last little party, I had a coloring bar.
Oh, cute.
We had crayons all over the place, different sheets of coloring paper and coloring books and everything. And people could just go nuts. Mm-hmm. We almost forgot to eat.
Yeah.
That's great. So I think a way you can like relate this or a way I can relate this a little bit better is like I like dating people who like I'm not a chooser. I'm not a picker. I don't like to make decisions. Like I'm just like a go with the flow, whatever. So I like dating people who kind of like tell me what to do. Like, we're going here for dinner. We're going to do this. We're, let's go do like blah, blah, blah. And I think, that can relate a little bit to maybe what like a little, want. They just want that. And it feels good. Like, it feels good not to have to like have any responsibilities or decisions or like, you're just like,
the little wants to be taken care of. Yeah. But the way my husband and I do it is he chooses my panties every morning. He chooses the color.
Aw, that's awesome.
And so it's a way of him showing he has the control. So he hangs them on my door or shoves them in my mouth or whatever it is that he's doing that day. And I have to wear those panties. Sometimes I can say, so I can't wear those panties today. I need to wear this in this color range for a reason. But other than that, he chooses. And then the other thing that we do every day is he chooses mostly what we're having for dinner so that I don't have to make that decision.
I love that.
Yeah. And once a week, we meal plan. And then that day I come home and that's what I make. Sometimes he'll make dinner too. But if I have the structure of this is what we're having this day, and he's like, this is what we're having this day, this is what we're doing this day, then I don't have to come up with that. And it's one less decision in a day where I've already made a shit ton of decisions because of my job. I have to micromanage everything. And by the time I come home, I can't. I am like mentally, I can't do this anymore. Please don't make me make one more decision.
Yeah. There's decision fatigue. And this is what I think is really important for people who don't know BDSM, don't understand daddy, doms, things like that. The key is that your daddy, your husband isn't making decisions just for himself. Like he's literally making decisions that work for both of you. And that's it. I say there's a difference between being an asshole and a dominant.
Well, he can be an asshole too.
Well, yeah, okay, but then that's not being a good dom, right? Because there's just a difference. So there's so much responsibility as a dom, a daddy, etc., that you are, even though the other person isn't quite in control or making these decisions, you better make good decisions for them because otherwise they're not going to want to be with you. And
well, we negotiated every single one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I said, this is what I need.
Contract, like a, let's not 50 Shades of Grayish kind of thing?
It's not a written out one, no. Okay. It's just one that we negotiated. We talked about in the beginning of the relationship because we've only been married for 2 years. And
congrats.
Thanks. And we've been together for like 5-ish. So right from the beginning, I was very clear, this is what I need. And he said, I can do that if you teach me. So we spent the first 3-4 months, me being the dom and showing him, this is how you do this. And then when I was comfortable, we switched.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So do you dom him sometimes too? Or do you just dom other people?
He's the only one I will sub for. I'm not comfortable subbing to other people. I'll bottom for certain things, but even then I'm not that comfortable. So he's the only one that I'll sub for. But funnily enough, he's the dom until we start having sex. And then it's like a light switch and I'm like, nope, it's my turn. Let's go.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm in charge. And I can't help it.
I mean, I'm kind of the same way. If I don't like it, if you're not doing the right thing, if you're not, hitting the right spot, it's time for something else. Like
roll chain,
literally, or like if you like guy I'm fucking right now, sucks it or not sucks, but he's not very good at eating pussy. Like I'm not afraid of. How do you get better? How do you learn?
Hey,
tell him.
Tina, how do you learn? Let's say, go to sexyedschool.com. Go take the art of orally pleasuring her and let him learn from that. That's how you teach a guy how to eat pussy. The same way women learn how to please a man orally with how to blow his mind while loving his body.
Mhm.
And yeah, thanks, Aaron. He just put up. So you can use promo code Come With Us at sexyedschool.com and get 20% off the oral classes as well as the prostate massage class. So yeah, go check it out.
Fun.
But yeah, all right, Tina. Now you're gonna have to send him to that, and then we're gonna talk about what he learns afterwards.
All right.
Okay.
Will do.
Perfect.
Aaron, you're super quiet. Come
I
on.
was gonna say, Aaron, do you have any questions?
Yeah, really.
I'm listening and learning, I guess. I don't know. I'm enjoying observing. Like I've worked in radio for almost a decade, and the whole point is do a show that you want to listen to. Don't do a show that you don't enjoy listening to. I'm enjoying listening to this and like all these episodes, like last week and this week. I'm enjoying listening to it because I like learning and I like hearing. I love hearing other people's stories too.
So how
I
about
did see your eyes light up when Beth said prostate massage class, and like your eyes got twice the size, or maybe even bigger than that. And I saw, and I was like, oh. That's an easy poker tell. So do you want to expand on that verbal reaction?
No.
Do you enjoy giving a guy a prostate massage?
Yes.
Ooh, that is good to know. Okay.
I've actually done pegging. That was a good thing that I did for a while. I don't with my husband. He doesn't enjoy it. So, but I've had subs where that was a thing that we did. So yeah, it's fun. They make lots of nice noises.
Oh, it's so funny. I've had invitations to peg people, and I'm like, I have no rhythm. I have no desire. Like it's not my turn on. I
pointed it out to them when we had a guy on who is very into pegging and has been for years and everything. And he and I were talking as like we were trying to explain to them like when you do it, like if you're the person doing the fucking and doing all the hip thrusting. It's different muscles that you don't know you use. And we tried to explain it.
It's hard.
Yeah. And they were both like, I don't understand that. And I was like, oh no, you need to try it at least once because you need to learn what effort, like I get it. Some guy can't hit the spot right. Fine. But you need to also understand that there's a lot of different muscles that guys use while we're the ones doing the fucking that other people don't recognize. And
my butt hurts so bad every time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because like the glute muscles that you have to use and the ab workout that you get,
your abs, it's a whole body workout. Especially if you're like doing something like your partner's laying on a flat surface like the bed and you're on the edge of the bed. That's a whole nother thing because then you are also using your upper body to like hold up their legs or basically control their legs, stimulate whatever part of their body or anything like that, all while doing this continuous motion. And then all of a sudden you get a woman going, okay, don't stop. And then your brain, and that's that point in time where your body, because God is a comedian, will go, hey, let's throw a cramp in there and see if you can power through it. And at that point in time, you just have to keep going and going and going. And you go, all right, fuck it. I might break my leg doing this and it hurts so bad. But
that's a good man.
Something that women don't understand and don't contemplate until they peg somebody that they're like, oh, this is a lot different than just, when I'm on top because it's a whole different muscle structure.
Okay, let me throw something back at you. How about you lay down and let her be on top?
Oh, I have.
It's almost the same. Like you have to use glutes and abs and everything. And
it's a completely different workout.
Kidding me? You think riding dick? Riding dick is like one of the hardest. You use every fucking muscle in your body.
Plus, you have to do push-ups too.
But it's a different setup.
Literally.
That's what I'm saying. Is that riding is one thing, and it's one set of muscles, and it's one way of exercising. Yeah, I'll be there in a second. I gotta let my dog out here in a second. But also doing the fucking is a whole different workout and a different way of activating your muscle structure.
So it's
different. I'm not saying one is harder than the other, but they're two different things that like when you go from one to the other, you go, oh, that's a different feeling.
So this is why I don't even like to be on top. That's too much work. I really do. I get bored. I don't do the same rhythm. It's just like, oh my God, I'm just terrible.
I love reverse cowgirl. Maybe one of my favorite. It is probably my favorite position. I know it's a lot of work, but
I just like being in control.
Yeah,
I do not. I don't like to be in control at all. That takes all the fun out of it for me. And not at all. It's terrible. So we all have our things. I tell people like my line, because again, I'm dating, solo and searching. So, daddy's out there. Hello. But I say if I'm not turned on, I generally want to be in charge. But to turn me on, I better not be in charge.
You
Just
sound
the way-
exactly like Rah.
Yeah. Yeah. We had this
on
conversation.
Pink Kink.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. 100%
Yes.
how she feels. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we'll have to figure out a way to get to DC sooner than later.
No, for
But,
real. Or
yeah,
meet up somewhere else.
We'll
maybe.
maybe, right.
Because then I
Or
can
have-
teach you how to do electrocunnilingus.
Oh my
Girl,
God.
just-
Oh shit.
For real, honestly,
Okay.
just tell me a
tell us.
brief summary.
We're running late, but tough. We have to hear electrocunnilingus. What the hell?
And for Aaron, there's also electro blowjobs.
Oh my God. Okay.
That has me
horny right
scaroused.
now. Oof.
That has me completely scaroused.
The hell does that mean?
You've never heard that?
No, me either.
It's scared and aroused at the same time. Like there's
Oh,
there's
best.
so
didn't know
another
that.
peek into my personal life. My wife and I watch a lot of like Food Network stuff and a lot of I mean we're mid 30s white people. We watch
I
a lot
love
of
to cook.
HGTV and a lot of Food Network. But there's a chef who is featured on a very prominent and one of Food Network's most popular shows, the most popular host in the world. And she is like, when she's in the kitchen, you watch her cook, especially in a competition forum, you see her dominant side come out. And like every now and then she'll say something and I'll look at my wife and be like, yeah, that is like I like her because she's got me like I'm scaroused by her. Like she
Awesome.
scares the hell out of me. Like I would have fun, but I would also walk away with bumps, bruises, and missing a tooth. And it would be completely
it?
like, yeah, like we grew up in my teenage years, in early college years. One of neighbor down the street was a female bodybuilder. And that was what all the guys in our age group, 19, 20, 21-year-old. I mean, she was in her mid to late 40s. And we all had the same conversations of like, man, she's married, but if she were single, I would let her beat the shit out of me. And I would walk away with a smile on my face just to see what she could do with all that muscle. Because I mean, we're all fairly big guys. We're all 6'6", 6'3", 6'5", and we were all big athletic type guys. And so that was all of our like, we didn't talk about sex stuff, but every now and then when we did, like when we would see her out like lifting in her garage in the middle of the summer heat, and you see like the sweat glistening off of her thighs, you were like, oh yeah, she'd probably like snap my dick off with those thighs, but that would be fun for a minute.
Wow.
It was very weird. I was also 19.
I'm
20 years
fucking a
old,
guy
so-
and he pissed me off today. I told him, I was like, if I were going to kill you, I'm going to sit on your face until you can't breathe anymore. Don't worry, Aaron.
No, see, that'd be
Oh
fun.
my God.
I would die with a smile on my face.
Yeah,
that
it just feels best way to die. I was like, all right.
I just threatened.
that is.
I just threatened to put my tits on them and suffocate them.
Oh,
So yeah.
Here we
there you
go
go.
again.
Okay, so wait,
die
I want to hear
happy.
about electrocunnilingus and electro blowjobs, and then we have to go. God, I mean, again, we could talk to you for hours. This is so much fun. Yes.
So remember last week when I said something about there's an attachment that's like a handheld and it's like a tube or a plate.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
plug
that you
that
can-
into the violet wand and then you hold the other end. Whoever is conducting the electricity holds the other end.
Yeah.
So that person is the conduit. And
Mhm.
then the other person becomes the ground. Electrical talk.
Yes. Oh, because I know that. So when you do that, then if I'm holding that ground thing, like I can use my
Mhm.
finger
Mm-hmm.
and oh my God. So it goes through your mouth too?
Yes.
So, oh my goodness. So when you're touching your tongue to a clit or to a cock, holy crap. It
Yeah.
just,
So again, law of surface area. If you're going to lick, you lick with your tongue.
wow.
But then if you put your whole mouth around it, it doesn't have as much. So there's more surface area. So you don't have as much electricity going on. So you barely feel that. But if you just run your tongue, then you can absolutely feel it. Tastes a little bit like you're licking a battery. Not going to lie.
I was going to say, does it
But-
hurt your tongue to do it?
Yes, you can feel
Oh.
it. You can 100% feel it
Oh,
on your tongue. That's why
Wow.
you don't, you turn it down as low as you can. For both your sakes. The tongue is very, very sensitive.
yeah.
So is the clit, so is the dick, but you turn it down and then you do what you do, and just those little flicks that you can do, and they're sparky at the same time.
Oh my God.
I have an
I-
electro Hitachi, for goodness sakes. Like, there's so much you can do.
Oh my God. I think I would scream so loudly because I'm not quiet. I'm afraid, like, I'd have the police knocking at my door because, oh my, just thinking about that is making me clench my
Well,
legs
A
together.
lot of what I do is
Wow.
couples work, and I have people come to me for lessons on how to incorporate electro into their sex life to make it a little more stimulating, a little more interesting, a little more. Yeah. And I teach them that, or how to use a TENS unit to enhance certain spots, or because you can do that on the clit too.
Wow.
And it's super fun. They do massages on each other, then they'll start going at each other, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna you have fun.
Mic drop.
That's amazing.
So if people want to reach out to you for your pro dom services, for your teaching services and stuff, how should they find you? I know that they can find Pink Kink Podcast, but how can they contact you?
I'm on FetLife, and usually now I only do pro electro sessions. I don't really do doming sessions.
Okay.
Just FYI, I do lessons. I'll do demos, but so I'm on Fet. It's Electro_Khaleesi. And then you can find most of my social medias on pinkkink.com.
Okay. All right. And for people who don't know, FetLife is kind of like, it's a kinky Facebook. And if you are not on there and you go check it out, just heads up, there is, it's like diving into an ocean, and you can see tame stuff, you can see polite stuff, and you can see extraordinary stuff on there too. So just heads up, and don't be surprised if you're shocked.
And don't freak out.
Yeah. Don't freak out. Don't judge. If it's not your thing, just leave, close it. Don't open that tab again. Nobody's forcing you to be there. But again, also recognize that part of what happens with FetLife is that it is not particularly well known, in part because this is a community where people can lose their jobs if they are known to be into kink. People are worried about them. There are nurses and doctors and ambulance drivers and flight attendants and teachers and professionals and judges and accountants. There's people from all walks of life are kinky, just like they are vanilla. And yet kinky, somehow what we do in our private lives can still affect and take away from our public life. So please just use this with discretion, and don't go thinking that it's just fun to be rude or to laugh at or to seek out people and try to out them. It's just not cool. It's not okay. And that's really a pity. So let's try and, again, laugh all together and go, oh my God, life is crazy. We're all crazy in our own ways, and sexy pleasure is there's so many different ways to enjoy it. The key is just to find your way, and then to have the best time possible. So, all right. Any last questions or anything else you want to talk or say, Dara?
No, that was it. I'm good.
Oh wait, you make toys.
Not very well.
Okay.
I make my own electro toys. Like I made some electro impact toys. I got a mini wooden bat, and I just wrapped copper tape around it. And now I can smack people with it and then drag the bat across where I just smacked, and it shows up bright red. It's gorgeous.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Paint stick, ping pong paddle,
Wow. Creativity. I love it. Okay. Well, that's the thing. Sexy should never get boring. There's always new and fun and exciting ways. So just free to each their own. Okay. Thank you. I think we're going to have to wrap it up, but this is amazing and awesome. Thank you. Dara, the Electro-Khaleesi. Again, go to Pink Kink Podcast. Find it anywhere that you get your podcast, and do her a favor and go to Apple Podcasts once you listen and leave her a really amazing, fantastic reviews, because God knows she deserves it. And while you're there, if you haven't given us at Come With Us Podcast a great review on Apple Podcasts, please do that too, because we deserve it too. So, all right. Well, thank you, everybody. And we will see you next week for more naughty, sexy fun. And this is the conversation everybody wants to be a part of. And we're so glad to have you. And thank you so much, Dara. Thanks, Erin. Thanks, Tina.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Come With Us podcast. Be sure to follow us on social media at Come With Us Podcast, and send in your questions, comments, and confessions to comewithusconfessions@gmail.com. Until next time, keep it fun, flirty, and naughty.